Ben Richards' point of view: I was worried about my family, I was worried about my wife, and I was worried about my kid, and I didn't know what I was going to do to save them because my kid is sick, and I am angry at everyone and everything for trying my best to do what's right in this messed up world and being punished for it every time. And for the first time in my life I prayed to God to help an old hero like me, and he heard me, I guess. I begged him for help many times before, but he never helped me, but this time was different. This time he answered. I felt something connect to me. I felt something powerful fill my body and my soul. I felt a force greater than myself. I felt a presence, and then I knew, I have the powers. I could do anything, for I now possessed the powers of God. In an instant I knew I could heal my child and win the Running Man with my incredible powers, so I healed my kid and she stopped coughing and crying. I had found a way to save my daughter. I couldn't believe it, and when my wife got back home from work I was so excited. I told her everything, and then I did something great happened. I imagined creating over $100,000 new dollars, and it appeared in my hands, and I showed my wife, and she said, Ben, you have some kind of powers, and I created $100,000 new dollars out of thin air to save my family. And I told my wife that I need to do the Running Man, and she got very upset and started crying, and she said, no Ben, you have the powers to change everything for us, please don't leave me alone, I need you. And I made love to her, and I said, I have to do it baby, I have no choice. And she said, no please don't. She said to me, people on that show never come back, and I said to her with conviction, I will, because I have something they don't. I have this power, and I can get Molly Jernigan to help me in the Running Man. And Sheila said to me, you don't have to do it, please just use your powers to save us. And I said, I can't in this neighborhood, we have to be smart, Sheila, we can't let anyone else know about this or the money, and you stay here and don't let anyone get suspicious of you. And then I used my powers to keep her and my kid safe. I put some kind of magic force field around them both to protect them, and then I walked out angry at the world, and I walked to the network building to do tryouts. So I walked up to the gate and I told the network I'm here for tryouts, and then an old man killed over in line, so I grabbed him and I healed him really fast, and he turned and looked at me, and I put my finger on my lips to shush him, and I whispered, don't say anything, and he nodded yes, and he ran off. And when I finally got up to the receptionist or whatever, I was calm, and I asked calmly and politely, what is the triangle on the screen about, sir? And he told me it said insubordination, that you were a bad employee with a record of insubordination. And I calmly said, no sir, that's not true, I was actually fired because I saved a lot of people and my equipment got broke in the process, and they fired me for accidentally breaking their equipment while saving people. It wasn't my fault, they gave me faulty equipment to do my job. And then meanwhile Dan Killian said, interesting, this man is being very calm and collected, and I believe him. I think he's a real hero, and I think for once I'm going to tell the truth about someone on the show. If he makes it through the physical condition test, I'm going to tell the truth about him, and I'm going to paint him as the hero in the story, Dan Killian said with conviction. And he told his secretary to him everything we have on Richards and his employment history. And Dan sit down and watch the life and jobs of amazing and heroic Ben Richards. And Dan Killian said, just as I thought, the man is a real hero in this messed up world, and I've decided I'm going to do it. And then I spoke to my announcer on the Running Man show because I was certain that Ben Richards would pass the physical because of his heroic actions in life, and he said, I want you to do something different this time. I want you to paint someone as a great hero, tell the world the truth about him, tell everyone this year is different. For once we have an actual hero that risked his life every day to save people, only to be fired for folly equipment given to him by the companies that employed him. And now he's here in the Running Man trying to actually save his family because his daughter is sick and his wife is a waitress at a club trying to make ends meet. He's not a criminal but a good man trying to do the right thing. And the announcer asked him what's his name, and Dan said his name is Ben Richards, and he said, okay, I will tell the world that this man is not a criminal and a true blue hero that's just trying to save his family and his daughter. Back to Ben Richards' point of view, I was in the elevator talking to some kids, and then we took all these physical conditioning tests and I passed all of them.